Give me good harmony, let's go. Da da la 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 la. Ayehi shalom bechelach shalva ve'armenotayim. Yehi shalom bechelach shalva ve'armenotayim. Yehi shalom bechelach shalva ve'armenotayim. Sing better with me. Ta la 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 la. bum 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 bum. Ta la 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 la, ta di la la la, ta di la 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 la. Bum 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 bum. La 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 la. Oy hashivenu Hashem Melecho Hashem Melecho v'noshuvo Kadesh Kadesh Yomeinu Kadesh Yomeinu Kekedem Anit Bedhamini Hashivenu Hashem Melecho Hashem Melecho v'noshuvo Kadesh Kadesh Yomeinu Kadesh Yomeinu Kekedem Ta la 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 ta la 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 ta la la ta la 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 ta la 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 ti la do la 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 di di da la 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 ro la 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 la. Oy hashivenu Hashem Elecho Hashem Elecho v'noshuvo Kadesh Yomeinu Kadesh Yomeinu Kegedem Turururu Tarinara Taralala la 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 Torororo Tararara Tirara Harmony on this part. La 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 Okay, friends, thank you for coming. I want to learn with you a little bit, and so you want to know the specialness about this, our holy masters. I'm sure you're aware of it. It's not that they fabricated something in their head, you know. You know, I don't know if you know this, so a little while. Hey, the great man has arrived. How you doing? Hey, what's going on there? Are you sure in the right place? Hi, Shani, what's going on? Which is also very holy. But the Ishbitzer felt he's overdoing it. And he always told him, listen, I'm your best friend in the world, you're overdoing it. And, you know, Kotsk, I mean, he was very hard to talk to him, even talk to you for a minute. So whenever young people would come, he would say, here's my friend Ramotcha Yosef from Ishbitzer, talk to him in the meantime. So the truth is that Ramotcha Yosef had 80% of Kotsk Chassidim were his Chassidim. Because they were learning with him all the time. The Kotsk Rebbe was not available. So when the holy Ishbitzer walked out, he took with him all the Chassidim. And the way I heard it, there were only 10 people left in Kotsk. Only 10 people. And the 10 people were the Chedusharim, later on Ger Rebbe, Alexander. 10 people. And see what it is? The Ishbitzer is both. It's mama's the deepest depths, but it's just so sweet. It's not a sharp truth, it's a sweet truth. Anyway, I'm just saying to you, this as far as I'm concerned. His Sefer Mei Shaloach is definitely the deepest, deepest not the word. And again, I want you to know, not that I dare saying I understand what he says, but it doesn't matter. Like an aspirin, you don't have to understand why it takes away your headache. You take it and it'll work. Hey, brother Yossele, supporting me from my back. No, it's good. What? What's happening? Yeah, okay, Brother Dennis, let's make it a little bit. Okay, can you hear me? Yeah? How good. Okay. Last Shabbos we read, it says, Lo sasaniti lekei kesef lekei zov, lo sasafim. Don't make yourself a god of gold. Don't make yourself, no. a god of silver, but Mizbach Adoma Taseli, build for me an altar just of earth. Every place where I will mention my name, as you meant where you will mention my name, but the way it says is where I will mention my name, over Elecho Be'achtir, I will come and I bless you. Okay, let it be clear to you, we talked about a little bit on Shabbos. When we talk in the Torah about not worshipping idols, it goes without saying, we're not talking here to idiots. We're not talking about going to an antique shop and buying a little statue, go home and fall down and pray to it. This is not pagan worship, this is stupid, right? So here we are talking about making God into an idol. Making God into an idol. I want you to know something. If I walk up to you and I say to you, I saw you doing something wrong, and in the name of God, I hate you. What is that? It's idol worship. Because I'm making God into something He is not, right? I'm making God into something. You know, sad enough, the whole world is still pagan, right? The world is still pagan. Because the question is always, what do you think God is all about? You know, a lot of people know exactly what God wants you to do from the moment you wake up till the moment you go to sleep. They even know what God will do with you after you go to the other world. But can you tell me what God is all about? What's God all about? Okay, listen what he says. In Kabbalistic, in Chassidic language, kesef, silver, comes from the word kisufim, longing. You know, when you love something very much, you're longing for it. Gold is awesome, right? Gold is awesome. You know, basically a person has to serve God with great love and with great fear. And I don't mean fear like you're afraid of a pistol. When we talk about fear, we mean this awesome awareness that Malay Chalaot's quoted that God is everywhere. But just for the sake of talking, let's call it fear. So a person has to serve God with love and with fear. So this is what the Ishbitzer says. Loi sasin iti lekei kesef. Don't make me a God of silver, of love. Don't pretend you love God more than you really do. The moment I pretend I'm loving God more than I really do, I'm building here a little idol, a little getchkele of love, right? You know, sometimes have you ever seen those people, you ask them, how are you? You say, oh, thank God, thank God. And how's your wife? Thank God. Everything, God, all things. And it rubs you the wrong way. And sometimes you meet a person, and they say, how are you doing? You say, oh, Baruch Hashem. Oh, thank God. And it rubs you the right way, right? And sometimes you can't put your finger on. It's very simple. This person, the first person, is guarding around a little bit too much, right? He mentions God's name just one time too much, and you get the feeling the whole thing is a fake, right? And I'm sure he believes in God, I'm sure he means well. But he's just rolling his eyes one time too much. He's making an idol of love, right? You're serving God, but because it's not real. Honey, I want you just to open your hearts. How much do you mean it? How much do you mean it? So the first thing is Lo sasan iti elekei kesef. Don't make a God of longing, of kisufim, of love. I love God. Yes, sweet, cool it. How much do you mean it? Then there was another thing. Don't make a God of fear. I remember once I was in a shul, and without knocking, since I don't mention names, so just for the sake of explaining it, there was a Jew, a sweet man. He was actually a great scholar, a little bit of a Kabbalist, so to speak. And the truth is, when you mention God's name, you should really shiver, right? But I never listen. I want you to know something, brother. If you want to close your eyes, just do so. Don't, because the learning by doing you can get even while you're asleep. So just relax and lean back. I'm glad you're here. And I mean it for everyone. If you want to close your eyes and sleep, just do your thing. Okay, now listen to me, friends. I walk into the shul, it was every time he said Baruch Ato, each time he mentioned God's name, I thought he was breaking his spine, And then he says, I thought, Mamash, he's not going to live through this whole davening. How often we mention God's name in the prayers? I said to somebody, you better tie him down. He is breaking his spine. What's his problem? When we're talking about shivering, it doesn't mean each time I make God's name, I go like this. I mean, it's sweet, right? But why are you overdoing it? You're standing before God. Don't overdo it. So listen to this. Don't overdo it with loving God, and don't overdo it with fearing God. But the Rebbe says, Mizbach Adoma Taseli. Build me an altar of earth. You know what the earth is all about? The most real thing in the world is the earth. The earth is real, as simple as it is. The earth is so real. So here I want you to know, my beautiful friends, we all have something a little bit real inside. You know what God is asking us? I'm begging you. And you know what? You have to know, after the 10 Commandments, after the whole thing is over, these are the 2 last passages in the portion. Moshe Rabbeinu comes back and says a message from God. You know what God really wants? After the whole thing is over, after I told you keep Shabbos, don't kill, don't steal, but what do you really want? God says, you know what I want? I want you to be real with me. I want you to be real. Mamash real. And you know, my beautiful friends, sometimes it's a privilege. It's a gewalt privilege to meet somebody who's mamash, real with God. It's real. Don't overdo it. Don't underdo it. Don't do it. Just be it, right? Mamash. Build God an altar of earth. It's called, I want you to know something. A lot of holy people, I'm not knocking it. When they pray, they shuckle away, they roll their eyes, they do all kinds of, it's beautiful. And again, I'm not knocking it. I want you to know, one of the biggest, absolute biggest Rebbes in the world was the old Vishnitzer Rebbe, Reb Chaim Meir. And I had the unbelievable privilege, this was 1965, and I was just at the beginning of my, so to speak, humble career. And at that time, I wasn't married, so every year I would go for 1 week to Switzerland, 1 week somewhere to a Greek island, and then go for the summer to Israel. So it took my time. Okay, I'm arriving in Zurich from New York, and I'm buying myself a ticket somewhere to go to the mountains. Suddenly I see a Chassidische Yidele running around. I say, hey, what's going on? Where are you going? He says, don't you know the Vishnitzer Rebbe, the Heilige Vishnitzer Rebbe is in St. Moritz for Shabbos? Hey, gewalt. Went right back, gave my ticket back, bought a ticket for St. Moritz, and I had the privilege to be with him for Shabbos. And I don't know how much you know about Vishnitz. I want you to know the Rebbe did not roll his eyes one time the whole Shabbos. He didn't close his eyes. Yeah. Big federal, brother. I want you to know what the most unbelievable thing is. Most rabbis, and I'm sure they know what they're doing, when they pray, they have their face to the wall, right? Do you know, this is unbelievable. Chaim Merel would stand with his face to the people. There were hundreds of people. And it was not even in Israel, he has Kiryat Vision, it's a whole city, you know, thousands of people down with him Shabbos. Okay, in St. Moritz, people just came from all over Europe. Let's say there were 400 people. And you know what's so beautiful? The way he davened with the people, that he said every word loud, and the whole congregation said it with him. It was mamish really davening b'tzibur, you know? Not everybody is standing next to each other. They were davening together. Listen to this. It's unbelievable. The Heilige Vishnitzer standing and looking at all the people. And you know how holy it was. It was just the davening. I cannot remember ever davening. What happened? Oh, Renee needs a chair. The Rebbe's son said, when I was, in Rishon, the Heilige Rishne, Vision says also it's a little bit from Kosov and a little bit from Rishon. In Rishon, when they daven, they shock a little bit. It's very, very, very little. So listen to me. The Heilige Shineva, the son of the Holy Sanze, when he was 7 years old, the Holy Sanze took him to a few rabbis to educate his son. So first he took him to some rabbis, and I'm sure they were very holy, but they were mamish shockling away when they davened, making so much noise. In Rishon, you couldn't hear anything, couldn't see anything, but Gewalt did you see, if your eyes were open. So Shineva said a Gewaltteure. He says, when I was little, it was clear to me that the richest man in the world is a blacksmith. Because he makes so much noise. He must be paid a Gewalt. A jeweler doesn't make any noise. He must be starving to death. When I grew up, I realized the other way around. That anybody who makes noise is a Schlepper, right? And the rich people don't make any noise when they make business, right? It's so deep, right? So he says, don't make me a god of gold. Don't make me a god of silver. I'm begging you one thing. Build me an altar of earth. Okay, now, keep your hearts open. I want you to know something. You know what God wants of me? God wants me to serve Him with my heart. Mamish, with the deepest, deepest depths of my heart. So keep your hearts open. Listen what He says. B'chol mokom asher azkir es shmi. Every place, God says, where I will mention my name. Over elecha be'achtir, I will come to you and I will bless you. So the Gemara says, everybody's asking, where I will mention my name, God says, God wants to say where you will mention my name. But now listen to this. Wow, this is deep. And here, I want you to open your eyes because I want to learn a little bit tonight about this. Basically, all of life is two things. The first thing, you have to find that one point inside of you, which is beyond expansion. Beyond expansion. And then expand it. You don't start expanding. First, find that which is there. Won't you know something so deep? You know, imagine I meet this girl, and I like her very much, and the truth, I don't know her name, but who cares, right? And I run up to her and says, "Hey, I want to marry you." It's beautiful, right? Why does it rub you the wrong way? Just a little bit sometimes. You know why? We haven't even gotten to the point yet and you're already expanding. Marriage is an expansion of love, right? I'm bringing down the love into the world, right? But where is this deepest depth which has nothing to do with the world even? It's beyond the world. It is so deep. It is so deep. You see, friends, everyone has something inside. It's deeper than expansion. I want you to know something very, very deep, and I want you to open your hearts to it. There are things, when I do them so well, I want to do them again. And again. Then there are certain things, you don't do them again and again. You do it once. Which is deeper, friends? You see, anything which has to do with expansion, so each time I do it again, I expand more, right? You know, I love this girl very much, and we marry, and it's so beautiful. The next Motzei Shabbos said, let's have another little wedding. It was so beautiful last week, why can't we have it again? I liked it. We should get married every week. Why not? What? This brother is on top of me. What's going on there? You're the best. You're right, but right now you see, you're Gewalt. Really, you're Gewalt. You're the best of the best. And the Messiah come, you'll be introduced to him as Mr. Gewalt. Just watch for the letter G when they call out, then you get ready. But you hear what I want to say. You're right, but I want to say it's a little bit, not different, but just something. You know, there are certain things which are so deep. You don't do it 100 times. I do it one time, right? I do it one time. And then there are things you have to daven every day, right? You pray every day, you eat every day. Certain things you do all the time. Hopefully better. And then there's certain things just one time. There is this insight, this deep connection to God, which was given to me by God. So he says, B'chol mokom asher askir shmi. If you serve God with that which I gave you, where I mentioned my name, you see, if I reach that point, then it's not me who's doing it, it's Mamish God who's doing it, right? Anything which has to do with expansion, I'm doing. God in His utmost mercy gave me the privilege to expand. But then there was this deep inside. God gave it to me. I want you to know something very deep. When I meet a person, I love them, is it my doing? The expansion is my doing. That very second I meet someone, I love them, this is God doing, right? The connection is God. The expansion, it's up to me, right? So he says, B'chol mokom asher askir shmi. Every place where God says, where I mention my name, and that place where you serve God with what God gave you, or that deepest depth is burning, then God says, Over Elecha, I will come to you, Uberachticha, and I will bless you. Blessing is expansion. God says, you know what I want you to expand? Now listen to this. First we're saying, don't make it more, right? God says, don't make your love to God more than it is. Don't make your fear God, so it means I should shrink. No. God said, I don't want you to shrink. I want you to expand. But you know what I want you to expand upon? Upon this deepest depth. You know, friends, sometimes when you love someone with this deepest depth, this heavenly deepest depth, then the expansion is so holy. It's so beautiful. But when you lose touch with this deepest depth, which is you just expand, so it comes out to nothing at the end. Nothing to it. You know, friends, I want you to know it is so deep. You know, when people get married, Brother Shem, I'm just saying this Torah in honor of Behira and Brother Shelley. I wish I could be at your wedding, but if I'll meet Elijah the prophet on the way, I'll give him your invitation. You know, according to our holy tradition, the bride walks around the groom 7 times. It has millions of meanings. But I'm going to share with you one. It's what we are learning right now. You can walk straight without a point. A circle has to be a point, right? You know, the bride is begging her man, can you please be connected to me? From that holy point. From the point of all points. And here I want to share with you the deepest depths. You know, Adam and Eve, until today, we haven't gotten it together yet. It's getting better. Do you know what the Holy Baal Shem Tov says 200 years ago? That Baal Shem Tov says, in about 200 years from now, he said, Chava, the woman, will have fixed what she did wrong. I don't know if you heard, I mentioned it a lot of times. The Baal Shem Tov says in the Sefer Agade Pirke, the Baal Shem Tov says in about 200 years from now, he says the women which will be born then, their souls will be, their consciousness will be absolutely the highest. He says they'll have fixed their souls so much that their consciousness will be much higher than, sadly enough, I have to admit it, the consciousness of man. And it says before Mashiach is coming, it'll be the women who will absolutely carry God's message. Unbelievable Torah of the Baal Shem. And the Baal Shem Tov says this is the acid test. If childbirth will come on easy, that's a sign that Chava has fixed it. Unbelievable, right? Thank God, you know, we just thank God every day. You know, in Europe, and even in America, but I know in Europe, what was going on even before the Second World War, how many women died in childbirth was awesome, right? Awesome. I just know one big Rebbe Nebuch. He was married twice, and both times Nebuch, his wives, died in childbirth. He was so broken. It's fixed, right? What's the difference in tree of life and tree of knowledge? I want you to know tree of knowledge never comes to the point. This is right and this is wrong. You don't need a point. I'll tell you, this halal is kosher, this is not. What do you need a point for? What point? When point? Have you ever seen, I don't want to say anything bad, so many people who talk about God, talk about peace and everything, but they don't get the point. You know what's wrong with most marriages? It's cute, but there's no point. Where's the point? Are you connected to each other on that God-given Asher Askir Shmi? Are you connected with that point which can only be given by God? Friends, we can make 1,000 circles. The point, only God. And if the point is not by God, then the circle will fall apart in a second. I want you to know the deepest depths. On Simchas Torah, we take the Torah and we dance. We're not learning it. We are just dancing with it in circles. Now listen to this. On Yom Kippur, I'm standing before God and I say, God, please forgive me. Last Yom Kippur, I ate a hamburger. I promise I won't do it again. Okay, it's good, right? It's a good Yom Kippur. But you know what I realize? It's all cute, but you know what I was missing? My problem was not that I ate a hamburger on Yom Kippur. My problem was I never got to the point. I didn't get to the point of the Torah. I don't know what God is. I don't know what Yiddishkeit is. I don't know what life is. So on Simchas Torah, I take the Torah. I dance in circles. I'm crying my eyes out before God. Please, God, let me get to the point. Have Rachmanis on me. Because if you never get to the point, what a waste. What a waste. Okay, now listen to me, my beautiful friends. Let it be clear to you that the revelation on Mount Sinai is not just God decided, let's give them some cute little laws, and, the butcher has to make a living. Okay, let's put down, don't eat ham. And what else? Good things, right? Very beautiful. In fact, I appreciate it. Fixing the world, right? Fixing our lives. And you know what the Ishbitzer is saying here? You can keep the 10 Commandments and never get to the point. So this is the Yesod test. If you're not connected to the point, you blow everything up. It's not more, and it's not expansion. It's just blown up. I love God more. I fear God more. I'm more religious. Where do you buy your meat? This butcher definitely is not good. Once you know this butcher is mamish good, right? Where you get your milk? Crazy. And you call yourself a Jew. What time did you bench licht? 5:35? Forget it. It was 5:34, right? And wow, I don't want to tell you bad things, but you are going to burn in hell, mamish, forever and ever. And nobody's going to miss you. They won't even put your number in hell in the book. What are they missing? The point. One thing, the point. You're not missing anything. They have all the information. The point is missing. I want to tell you something very deep. It's very, very deep. The point is always in the middle. I want to share something awesome with you. You think there's 6 days and then Shabbos is the end? No. Shabbos is the center. The Gemara makes it very clear. There's 3 days before Shabbos and 3 days after Shabbos. I want you to know in the Zohar Kodesh, God created the world in 6 days. So what was the world missing? The point.